The story begins in the evening at a high-rise office building. The next day is Valentine's Day. Jennifer sits alone in her office typing an email to her ex-fiancé, Derek. She writes that she's coming to New York tonight and asks if they can meet and talk. She says she misses him a lot, but just as she finishes typing, she pauses. Her face fills with uncertainty. After a few moments, she discards the email and stares blankly, lost in thought. Finally, she snaps out of it, wraps up her things, and decides to leave the office. She picks up her tickets, grabs a few kisses from a jar, and tosses them into her bag. On another floor in the same building, Jay steps out of the washroom. But when he turns on the tap to wash his hands, his pants get soaked. He panics for a second, then quickly dries them using a hand dryer nearby. Once done, he walks out of the restroom too. At that very moment, Jennifer also steps out of her office. Both press the elevator buttons on their separate floors. Jennifer enters the elevator from the 49th floor, still deep in thought. On the other floor, Jay scrolls through his phone, searching for signals. Just then, the elevator stops at his floor. He's a bit far from it, so he calls out, asking to hold the elevator for him. Jennifer holds the door and Jay quickly steps in. He thanks her and presses the button for the basement. Then he points at Jennifer's Valentine-themed bag and jokes that she didn't have to bring a Valentine's gift. Jennifer looks at the wine bottle in Jay's hand and laughs, saying at least he came prepared with a bottle.
At least you brought the bottle of wine.
Jay grins and says he actually bought it for a client. He just closed a deal and wanted something elegant for the occasion, just like the client. He laughs at his own joke, and Jennifer gives a small smile in return. As the elevator begins to descend, Jay points toward a disturbing sketch drawn on the back wall. Jay jokes that it must have been drawn by someone going through serious issues. Jennifer looks at it closely and agrees and says it definitely looks that way. Suddenly, the elevator jolts and comes to an abrupt stop midway. Jennifer grows tense and asks what just happened. She wonders aloud if they're stuck. Jay, still unsure, presses the emergency buttons on the panel, but there's no response. Jennifer keeps checking her watch as she has to catch a flight. She finally tells Jay to press the alarm button. Jay hesitates, saying maybe the elevator will start again in a couple of minutes, but Jennifer insists. So Jay presses the alarm button multiple times, but nothing happens. He looks more and more confused. Jay guesses it might be an electricity issue, but Jennifer quickly points out that it's not. The lights are still on, and the TV screen inside the elevator is working.
How's that even possible? The lights are still on and so's the TV screen.
Showing an advertisement for a resort. Jay tries to force the elevator doors open using power, but they don't budge. Then Jennifer notices a camera in the elevator. Both of them move in front of it and start waving and shouting for help, but no one seems to be watching.
Hello?
Jennifer pulls out her phone, hoping to catch a signal. She asks Jay which service he uses and if he has any signal. Jay shakes his head as he has no reception at all. He says his phone barely works in the building, let alone underground. He reminds her they're already 4 floors below ground, so getting a signal here is nearly impossible. Still trying to stay calm, Jay says they should wait a minute or two. He's sure someone must be working on the elevator by now. He adds that there has to be some kind of security staff present in the building, even at night. Jennifer says there has to be someone because she can't afford to stay stuck here until Tuesday morning. She starts waving at the camera again in frustration. Jay watches her panic and gently asks if she's okay. She explains she's only acting like this because she has a flight to catch. Jay feels bad and asks if she's claustrophobic. Jennifer says she's not. Then she asks Jay if he is.
Are you claustrophobic?
Jay quickly says no. To keep the conversation going, Jay asks what floor she works on. Jennifer tells him she works on the 49th. Curious, Jay asks what her role is. Jennifer says she's in public relations. She starts telling him about her company. Jay says he knows her company as it has a bunch of floors in the same building. Then he starts talking about his own job. He says he's an accounting officer, though his company isn't very flashy. He jokes that even the phone system barely knows their name. Jennifer doesn't seem very interested. Jay mentions that he's new here, so he asks Jennifer if anything like this has ever happened before. Jennifer says sometimes there are weird noises, but the elevator has never stopped midway like this. She keeps glancing nervously at her watch. After a few minutes, Jay takes a piece of paper, rolls it into the speaker, and tries speaking through it, hoping his voice might carry outside. But the sound doesn't travel at all. The elevator is completely soundproof. Jennifer grows more desperate. She starts banging on the walls and yelling for help. But there's still no response. Jay wonders if they might be the last people left in the building. Suddenly, Jay gets an idea. He starts jumping, trying to reach the top of the elevator. Jennifer joins in. They begin removing some outer layers of clothing so they can move more freely and help each other climb. Jay explains that there's usually one side of the elevator roof that's accessible in case of emergencies. He crouches down so Jennifer can climb on his shoulders. As she steps up, Jay jokes that maybe he should have been a cheerleader as he's really good at this.
Oh, I knew I should have been a male cheerleader.
Jennifer laughs and says it's not too late for him to chase his dream either. Jennifer finally reaches the top area of the elevator and scans the ceiling, but there's nothing, no escape hatch at all. Jay can't understand it either. He wonders what people are supposed to do if there's a real emergency. Jennifer points out and says, "This is a real emergency." Suddenly she punches the ceiling in frustration, but hurts herself. Jay quickly helps her down and asks to see her hand. Jennifer says she's fine as the little pain doesn't matter, but she's clearly getting upset. She says her trip is probably going to be canceled now. She sighs and wonders how much time has passed. Jay checks and says it's only been 15 minutes. Jennifer says it feels like a whole hour has passed, and when a full hour does pass, both of them sit in silence. Then quietly, Jennifer says she feels like crying. Jay gently asks her not to cry as he doesn't have any tissues. Jennifer gives him an awkward look. Jay explains he's just trying to lighten the mood, but Jennifer bursts out in frustration. She calls the elevator terrible and swears at it.
Piece of shit.
She looks at the camera and angrily asks where the security guards have disappeared to. Jay agrees with her. Finally, Jennifer introduces herself. Jay laughs and realizes they've spent all this time together without even knowing each other's names. He introduces himself as Jay. He says it's nice to meet her, but not in these circumstances. Jennifer jokes that despite everything, she's having a great time.
I'm having such a great time.
Jay asks if she comes here often. Jennifer pauses and says she's not sure if she should even allow him to ask that. Jay apologizes, feeling a bit embarrassed. Jennifer says she's extremely thirsty now, dying of thirst. Jay quickly pulls out a water bottle from his bag and offers it to her, but Jennifer refuses. She says she can't take his water. Jay tells her she has to drink it or he's opening the wine instead. Jennifer asks if the wine has a cap. Jay says yes. She smiles and says he won't believe it, but she actually has a wine opener in her bag. They both laugh.
Oh my God.
Jay again offers her the water. Jennifer finally accepts and takes a small, careful sip. Jay tells her she can drink as much as she wants. In return, Jennifer offers him some kisses from her bag. Jay accepts them with a smile. Then Jay jokes about the worst-case scenario, and that is what if they're stuck for hours. Jennifer casually says there are still 80 hours left until Tuesday. Jay looks surprised, but she says she's already done the math. Jay makes another joke, but then Jennifer warns him not to joke about it, saying it will make her need to pee badly. After a while, Jennifer really needs to pee and struggles a lot. Jay says it's out of her control and reminds her they have been stuck for 4 hours. He says soon he might also have to just do it right there. Jennifer admits she is very private and needs her own space, unlike people who can be comfortable naked around others. Jay understands and tells her he will give her space. He suggests she mark her own area to feel safe. Jennifer gets angry and asks who will give her that space. Jay says she can go to the corner, and he will move to the opposite side. He even offers her his coat to protect her clothes. Jennifer refuses to pee on his coat.
I'm not gonna pee on your coat.
But Jay then suggests she use the empty thermos bottle she has. Jennifer agrees to that idea. Jennifer tells Jay to close his eyes and ears and start singing loudly. Meanwhile, Jennifer begins to pee into the thermos. At first, she can't go, but Jay tells her to imagine she's in her own bathroom to make it easier. After a while, finally, Jennifer frees herself. She says it was very embarrassing, but Jay says it's not embarrassing at all since they are stuck together. Jennifer admits she has officially missed her flight. Jay tries to comfort her, saying she can always try again next Valentine's Day. Jennifer laughs but says his attempts to cheer her up are useless. Then she takes a screw from her bag and starts drawing on the elevator wall again.
That'll do it.
Adding a girl to the drawing. After a few more hours pass, Jennifer jokes that Jay might make a good elevator buddy. Then she asks Jay if he's married or has a girlfriend.
Are you married? Boyfriend?
Jay quickly deflects and says he's none of that because he's usually late for work, so everyone probably thinks he'll be late again today. Jennifer says the same about herself. Jay then asks Jennifer who she was supposed to visit as she was taking a flight, hoping it might cheer her up. Jennifer says it wasn't anything like that, as it was just a complicated, long story about a moment she wanted to surprise someone. She didn't want that person to know she was coming, and maybe that person didn't want her there either. This makes Jennifer very sad. Then Jay opens his wine bottle and says maybe now is the right time to drink it.
I figured it's about that time.
He plans to gift the other bottle to a client. Jay tells Jennifer that they have felt sorry for each other enough already and offers her some wine. Jennifer takes a sip and says it's not that bad. She asks what they are celebrating, and Jay replies that maybe they don't have anything to celebrate yet, but they will drink anyway. After a few more hours pass, they start drawing each other. Outside, the weather begins to worsen, causing the elevator's power to flicker slightly. Both get nervous and ask what happened. Then Jay checks the time and Jennifer says she really needs to know it. Jay tells her that it's now 1 a.m. on Saturday night, and the weekend has finally begun. Jennifer says they should celebrate this. Jay tells her not to worry as they will get out of here safely. Jennifer agrees. Then Jay asks if he can be truly honest with her now. Jay says he admits he wasn't completely honest before, but now wants to be truthful. He explains that he had seen Jennifer before, but because of the situation they were stuck in, he didn't want her to feel uncomfortable or think he was a stalker. Jennifer asks what he means by having seen her as how often and where. Jay casually replies that he mostly saw her in the lobby and gallery, since they both work in the same building. He adds that once he even noticed Jennifer. He thinks Jennifer is an optimistic and really nice person and felt she deserved to know this. Jennifer says that's a good thing and appreciates Jay's honesty. Jay confirms again that she truly seems like a good person. After that, Jennifer thanks him. Finally, they show each other their drawings.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Jennifer looks at Jay's drawing and says he did a really good job. She takes a photo, says if they survive here, she will make his drawing her mobile wallpaper. Then Jennifer says she's very hungry and starts naming different tasty dishes, but both of them decides to change the topic as their hunger increases by every passing minute. Jay asks what topic she wants to talk about. He suggests football, soccer, or cars, but Jennifer rejects every topic. Then Jay mentions intimacy and robots, making Jennifer laugh. She says, "Okay, let's talk about intimacy." Jay says he was joking and just said it to lighten the mood, but Jennifer insists that if they are going to talk about something, let's talk about this. She takes out her phone and says she will record him, but Jay feels a little uncomfortable, so Jennifer goes first. She shares a story from her school days where she read dirty novels, which she was shy to admit before. Jay grabs the phone and she starts telling the story on camera. She explains that in school she and her friends loved reading novels, and at first it was just casual talk. But reading those novels actually turned her on. She admits she had never read anything like that before. Jay starts reciting a few lines from those novels, but Jennifer stops him and says he's really good at it.
Okay, stop. You're way too good at this.
Then Jennifer says it's Jay's turn to share a story, but he says he has no story like that. Jennifer jokes that he should make one up to keep things interesting. Jay finally starts telling a fake story about a new project he is working on. There is a very beautiful girl there, and he is obsessed with her. He feels helpless because they work in the office and nothing much happens. One day, the whole office goes out for an outing, and they start drinking. Suddenly, that girl approaches Jay while they are drinking, and she even gets into his car. As he drives, the girl gets close to Jay and asks why his glove box is empty. Jay says maybe there's nothing left to keep there. Then the girl takes off her undergarments and puts it in the glove box. Jay starts feeling very uncomfortable, but Jennifer tells him to continue. Jay hesitates but continues, saying that actually he got turned on, but it wasn't anyone's fault. He changes his face toward the wall. Jennifer asks Jay is telling the truth. Jennifer puts her phone down and asks if Jay really got turned on. Jay confirms, saying he felt very awkward. Suddenly, Jay realizes he crossed a line and immediately apologizes. Jennifer says she wasn't thinking like that, and if he's honest, that's fine as she understands. Then Jay asks if he can kiss her.
I'd really like to kiss you.
Jennifer gets shy, but finally kisses him, and they share a moment. Then Jay starts removing Jennifer's clothes, and they become quite close. Jay starts saying Jennifer is very beautiful and that he could fall in love with her. Hearing this, Jennifer feels a bit awkward and begins putting her clothes back on. Jay doesn't understand at first and asks what she is thinking. He tells Jennifer he was just asking how she feels. Jennifer explains that yesterday she was going back to her fiancé's. She thought she would surprise him, get back together, and restart her life. Jay asks if she still plans to do that. Jennifer says yes, and to not misunderstand her as what happened between them was just a 1-second accident. She loves her fiancé, but Jay can't understand it. Jennifer tells Jay that relationships should be honest and transparent. She says their day has gone well despite the tension, and every relationship needs commitment and full honesty. Jay asks why she is going back if it's so bad, especially after what happened. Then she asks Jay to stop as it's her personal life, and he shouldn't get involved, because there is nothing between them. Jay says maybe Jennifer is right. He promises that once they leave here, he will take her out on a normal date. Jennifer quickly replies that this will never happen. She is moving on with her life and leaving everything behind. Jay says they can plan something later, like nothing happened. But Jennifer insists that what happened is done, and it was actually good, yet it won't change anything going forward. Then, jokingly, she says he now has a crazy intimate story to share with others. Jay looks unhappy with that and starts putting his clothes back on. He says it's strange how they're trapped in a small metal box, yet still feel miles apart. Jennifer tries to understand what he means, but Jay says it doesn't matter because being with her feels important. He confesses there's something about her that makes him want to be completely honest. Jay finally admits he's not new to the building, not an accountant, and his name isn't even Jay. Jennifer gets nervous and asks what he's doing. He says her full name is Jennifer Robbins. She's shocked as she never told her last name.
I didn't tell you my last name.
Jennifer gets extremely upset and asks him how he knows all this about her, how he could possibly know such personal details about her. He pauses and then reveals that he's actually a security guard who has been watching her every day. He says guards see everything. They are there before everyone arrives and still there after everyone leaves. They observe everything. They notice the smallest things, but no one ever sees them. No one ever pays attention to them. He says he's like a ghost, invisible to the world, working a lonely job that no one cares about. He's been doing it for years. He watches people come and go every single day without ever being noticed. And then one day he saw her and something changed. He confesses that he knows her better than anyone else. He says he's been watching her closely for a long time. He knows what time she arrives at work, always exactly at 9 a.m. He knows she stays late, sometimes until 7 or 8 p.m. He even shows her pictures of her that he has saved in his phone. He says he took one just this morning while she was standing outside the elevator, right before they got trapped. Jennifer stares at him, horrified and frozen in disbelief. He says he noticed everything she ever did, and she never even looked in his direction. She never once acknowledged him. Jay continues and says that maybe it wasn't just about knowing her. Maybe it was something deeper as fate. He says that's why he planned all of this. That's why he set everything up. The entire weekend, the elevator being stuck, the things they talked about, everything that happened, it was all his plan. Every single part of it was done for a reason. He says he did all of this for Jennifer. He reaches into his pocket and slowly pulls out a small key. Holding it out in his hand, he says that if she wants to leave, she can. He tells her the elevator was never broken. It was never stuck. She was never trapped. The whole time she could have left, but he didn't let her. And now, finally, he's giving her the choice. He says she can take the key and leave if she wants. He opens the panel in the elevator and unlocks the system, and then looks at her and says she can go. Jennifer stares at him, realizing he had kept her locked in the elevator the whole time. She asks how he could do such a thing. Jay admits that yes, he's completely crazy. He thought maybe if he could keep her there, they could spend some good time together. But now that Jennifer knows everything, she grabs his collar and angrily asks how he could possibly think this was okay. She shouts that she's going to call the police on him, that he's going straight to jail for what he's done. Jay, who was acting calm until now, suddenly becomes alert. His face tenses up, and he says he can't go to jail. Then, panicking, he quickly turns the key again and stops the elevator one more time. Jennifer starts freaking out even more. She rushes toward him and tries to grab the key to restart the elevator. But in the struggle, her foot accidentally hits the key and snaps it. The metal key breaks in the control. And the elevator finally stops again completely. This time, even Jay looks genuinely panicked. The elevator is really stuck now. There's no backup plan. He stands there frozen. Jennifer doesn't wait. She charges at him, fists flying. A physical fight breaks out between them inside the small space. In the chaos, Jennifer grabs Thermos and smashes it against his head. Jay falls to the ground unconscious. Jennifer stands there, panting and shaking. She stares at him, her fear turning into confusion. Then, gathering her courage, she slowly approaches his body again. But just as she leans close, Jay suddenly wakes up, grabs her hair, and slams her head down onto the floor. Jennifer blacks out instantly. Hours later, Jennifer slowly regains consciousness. Her head throbs, and she sees Jay sitting in a corner, mumbling to himself. He's talking calmly now, like nothing happened. He tells her that to get close to a girl, you need the right place. A place where she has time, where she's not distracted. A place where she can connect, away from distractions. That's why he chose this and made all this happen. He says they had something perfect, practically a full relationship. They met, they talked, they got to know each other. They had physical relations, they fought, and they broke up. All have happened right there, inside one room, over one weekend. But Jennifer says he won't get away with this, someone will definitely come for them. Jay replies that no one is coming. Jennifer reminds him about the other security guards, but Jay explains that there were only 3 guards assigned for the weekend. He told first guard Phillips that he would take his shift. Then he told the second guard Eddie the same thing. Eddie recently got a new girlfriend, so he clearly took the chance to disappear. Now, no one will come to check until Tuesday morning. Jennifer finally realizes she is stuck with Jay until then. Jay says now he has to decide what to do with Jennifer, because he likes her and doesn't want to go back to jail. Jennifer is shocked and calls him a monster. Jay denies it, saying he never forced her into anything. He claims he just created a situation, nothing more. But Jennifer screams at him, saying he kidnapped her. Jay suddenly snaps and slams his fist into the wall.
I did not kidnap you!
He hits it again, shouting that he didn't kidnap her. He grabs a thermos and starts smashing it into the elevator walls. Jennifer watches, terrified and traumatized. Jay, frustrated, says he's messed everything up. Then, to distract himself, he picks up Jennifer's bag and looks inside. He wonders aloud if he should open it. He finds a shirt and puts it on. Jay pulls out another box and hands it to her. She opens it while crying. It contains a cigar cutter and a lighter. Jay says he's always wanted to try them. He lights one, blows smoke at Jennifer's face, and thanks her mockingly. He even tries to offer her a puff. Jennifer pulls away, clearly disturbed. Jay pretends to act casual, like he's in control. Jennifer sits helplessly, feeling more powerless than ever. Several more hours pass. Then Jay softly apologizes to Jennifer. He says he never meant to scare her. He wonders aloud if there's still a chance for them. They might be able to give this some kind of shot. He points toward an ad inside the elevator that shows a smiling couple and says to look at them as they're living happily. He says he once dreamed of taking Jennifer to that same island. Suddenly, an idea clicks in his mind. He grabs the thermos and smashes it against the elevator lights, breaking them. That gives him another thought that maybe the upper roof panel can be broken too, since it also doesn't have screws. Jay climbs up a little, and Jennifer starts to feel a flicker of hope. Jay uses the thermos to loosen a corner of the panel and finally manages to open part of the top hatch. Jennifer breathes in relief. Jay says if she gives him a boost, he can climb out and unlock the doors from the outside, but Jennifer says she's too weak now and suggests he should give her a boost instead. Jay hesitates. Jennifer tells him she's willing to do whatever he says. After this is over, they can even go on a date. Jay says he's afraid she'll betray him. Jennifer swears she won't call the police. She says,
After everything that we've been through.
After everything that's happened between them, she just wants to get out. Jay finally agrees. He gives Jennifer a boost. She climbs through the hatch and reaches the top of the elevator. Jay points to the side, telling her that a stair ladder is mounted right there and she can climb it to reach the upper floor's elevator door. But as she starts to move, Jennifer flips him the middle finger. Furious, Jay screams. He throws things around the elevator in rage, shouting that he should have just killed her. Suddenly he gets an idea. He ties clothes together into a rope, throws it up, and it hooks onto something. He uses it to climb up too. Meanwhile, Jennifer is trying to reach the door, but Jay climbs up after her. He uses the side stairs and quickly catches up. Jennifer reaches the exit, but just as she's about to open it, Jay jumps and tackles her back down, dragging her into the elevator once again. Both faint. When Jennifer wakes up, she starts a small fire to trigger the emergency alarm. It works. As Jay wakes up and crawls toward her, she ties him up. He warns her the plan won't work, but she ignores him. She then teases him with a cigar cutter, unzipping his pants, but stops as he begs her not to. She records a video explaining everything that she's been kidnapped and trapped in an elevator. Jay finally opens up. He says he used to have a proper job and once had a girl who liked him, but she died in a car crash. He survived, but his life fell apart. Now, jobless and desperate, he just wanted to feel important again. He admits he chose Jennifer because she's full of life. She listens, and despite everything, tears well up in her eyes. Hours pass as they remain trapped. Suddenly, Eddie enters the building with his girlfriend, wanting to show her the building's charm. When he can't find Jay, he checks the cameras and sees the elevator situation. He speaks into the elevator mic.
Hello?
Jennifer hears him and feels hopeful. Jay hears too and starts freeing himself. Eddie grabs a tool and tries to open the elevator. Jennifer vanishes inside, and Jay tricks Eddie into throwing him the key. Then, Jay activates the elevator, splitting Eddie in half as he enters. Jennifer is horrified. Jay knocks her out and locks her in the car trunk. He changes clothes, deletes footage, but Eddie's girlfriend wakes up and asks for him. Jay lies but kills her too, dumping her body down the elevator. Jay drives to a remote area, checks that Jennifer is still unconscious, and prepares to burn her. But she suddenly wakes up, hits him, steals the car, and escapes. When she sees a cigar in the car, she thinks for a moment. She turns back, reverses at full speed, and rams into Jay. Jay is injured by a sharp glass, but Jennifer lights a cigar, smokes it, then tosses it into the dumpster. Flames rise as she smiles wickedly. Jay burns, and the story ends.